3. The Cameraluna. I reach the 6th floor and the doors of the lift clack open. The carpet here is deep and aqua blue and the walls are a faded coral pink. The ceiling is so far above I can't see it against the ice gleam of the chandeliers that float there. There are paintings of the Kraken family all along the corridor, admirals and captains from many ages. They stare down at me from the decks and the staterooms, painted waves crashing against the painted rocks behind them. At the other end of the hallway are the high double doors of the Jules Verne suite, Lady Kraken's private quarters. I begin the long walk to my doom, passing the narrow bronze spiral staircase that leads to the tower in the centre of the roof. I've always wondered what's up there. Now I suppose I'll never know. Lady Kraken is almost a recluse. All her orders and requests come down via a private elevator, and all her meals go up the same way. In all my years here, I've only seen her a handful of times. She's famously bad-tempered about having to get involved with day-to-day running of the hotel. By now, I'm at the door. I reach out a trembly hand and pull the silken rope. I hear a chime like a ship's bell from somewhere. Then, just as I'm wondering if I can sneak off and pretend no one's in, a light bulb on a brass panel beside the door fizzes on. On the light bulb are tiny curly letters. It says, "Come in," and the door swings slowly open. The immense room beyond is shrouded in dusty curtains that cover the windows and tumble across the floor like waves. A conical beam of cold light, swirling with dust, mote, descends from the ceiling to a circular table in the middle of the room. Sitting beside the table in a gleaming bronze and wicker wheelchair is an old lady wearing a turban. The way her wrinkly head emerges from her sumptuous silky gown reminds me of a turtle. She beckons me in with a motion of a claw-like hand, and the door swings shut behind me. "Ah, Mr. Lemon," Lady Kraken says, as I hesitate by the door. "Don't just stand there like a question mark, boy. Come closer." As I approach, I pull my lost and founder's cap from my head. The elastic pings and nearly takes my eye out. Lady, Madam," I say, rubbing my eye and trying a bow. She lets out a hoot of laughter. "No need for all of that. Come to the table, Mr. Lemon. Tell me what you see here." I reach the table, which is bathed in a strange shaft of light. It reminds me of a camera projector, only the light is coming straight down from above. I'm about to ask what it all means when I gasp, "That's the pier!" And sure enough, projected on the table in front of me is a moving image of the pier at Erie-on-Sea, seen from above. But it's not merely a flat picture. The image is three-dimensional. Raised up off the tabletop in a structure of sparkling dust motes. It's a perfect model of the pier with a black sea heaving beneath it. "Of course it's the pier," Lady Kraken cackles. "And there, look, Mr. Seagull is just closing up for the night." And it's true. As I watch, I see a tiny model of round Mr. Seagull emerge from his fish and chip shop in the middle of the pier, carrying a bucket. He leans out over the water, which swirls dark and silver. He stands there for a while, bracing against the wind, as if listening for something. Then he places the bucket down in the shadows, before going back inside. In a moment, the cheery light from the Seagull diner snaps out. "Poor man," says Lady Kraken. "Still waiting, I see." "But what is this?" I say, marvelling at the magical diorama. "How can we see this here on the table?" Lady Kraken raises a bony finger and points upwards. "It's my Cameraluna. she explains. "In the tower. It lets me keep up with the doings of our strange little town." I blink and don't know what to say. What's a Cameraluna? "Let's pay close attention for a moment," says Lady Kraken, turning a brass wheel on a black control box attached to the arm of her chair. The model of Seagull's diner grows larger as we zoom in, almost filling the tabletop. But with that it grow fainter too. It's hard to see anything clearly now. Lady Kraken leans in closer. "Now what, Mr. Lemon, do you suppose that is?" She points a crooked finger at a patch of darkness to one side of the pier. I lean in closer too, wondering what I'll see and what's expected of me. The image starts to fade in and out, but then I see it. Something darker than the shadows crouching on the pier. Something big. It begins walking, no, creeping, towards the diner. It seems human until... "Is that a tail?" I gasp. Two lamp-like orbs blink in the darkness. "Are those eyes?" Then you do see it. Lady Kraken grabs my arm. "Mr. Lemon, tell me we're not dreaming." The shape rears up, and now I see rows of what could be quivering spines, and something that might be a grasping claw. But before I can be sure, the image on the table flickers, fades one last time, and then winks out. The shaft of light from the ceiling is extinguished, and the dust motes collapse. "Curse the clouds!" shrieks the old lady, frantically twisting the brass wheel in both directions. But nothing happens. The table is just an ordinary table again, with a thick layer of dust on its surface. It is very dark in the room now, but there is a paraffin lamp nearby, turned low. I give a polite little cough and turn it up, filling the room with warm light. Lady Kraken is still staring at the table. "Did you see it, Mr. Lemon?" she said again. "Did we?" I scratch my head, making my cat go all wonky. "I saw something," I say, "but I still don't know how I could see anything at all. What's a Cameraluna?" Lady Kraken lets go of the controls, wheels, and narrows her eyes, as if seeing me properly for the first time. "They are lenses in the tower on the roof. Special lenses. They collect the light of the moon and project it down here. From the tower I can see the whole town. Well, almost the whole town." The old lady grasps the paraffin lamp and holds it up. I sense the shadow stretch behind me as she wheels closer. "Remind me, Mr. Lemon," said Lady Kraken. "How long have you been here?" About 5 minutes." "No," Lady Kraken rolls one wizened eye. "Only one. Don't be a dunderbrain, boy. I mean, how long have you been here with us at the hotel?" "Well," I get my fingers out and tot up the seasons. 5 years, almost to the day." "5 years?" Lady K blinks, lowering the lantern. "Is it really been 5 years already?" I recall it as if it were yesterday. We found you on the beach. Were you not washed up in a crate of grapefruits?" Lemons, your ladiness," I correct her. "It was a crate of lemons." "Ah, yes, of course. And you refused to tell anyone your name." I couldn't remember my name," I blurted out. "I still can't." "Yes, indeed." Lady Kraken nods. "So we gave you one." I say nothing, even if I have to admit the name Herbert Lemon suits me somehow. "And since no one knew what to do with you," Lady Kraken continues, "and since our last lost and founder had gone missing, we gave you a job too. I've always felt the post of lost and founder at the Grand Nautilus Hotel is best fulfilled by a child, and you were our youngest ever." Here comes the chop, I can't help thinking. "But I wonder, Mr. Lemon," said Lady K, her eyes narrowing until they were almost shut. "Are you really happy here?" I open my mouth to reply yes, but nothing comes out. Am I happy here? I mean, happy? My mind dances with images from the last few years. The kind faces of hotel staff who've watched over me, the regular guests who treat me with affection the way old mollusk moustache twitches in outrage when he sees all this, but can only do nothing about it. What's not to be happy about? And yet there's that crate of lemons, the mysterious blank in my memory that leads up to my strange arrival in Erie-on-Sea. I can honestly say, Lady Kraken, I say eventually, that the day you made me the lost and founder was the best day of my life. That I can remember, I add, but only in my head. Lady Kraken breaks into a slow smile, one that spreads up both sides of her face and makes her look more like a turtle than ever. Ah, good. Then you won't mind if I add a little extra task to your duty, will you, Mr. Lemon? And of course I have no choice but to nod in agreement. Because you see, Lady Kraken continues, leaning in closer still and lowering her voice, there's one place in this town I can't see with my Cameraluna, and that's inside my own hotel. But you, Mr. Lemon, you could be my eyes and ears, could you not? My eyes and ears, both inside the hotel and beyond. You could be my spy. I nod again and manage to suppress a squeak. And you would tell me, wouldn't you, Mr. Lemon, if something strange were to happen in the Grand Nautilus Hotel? You wouldn't keep secrets from me, would you, boy? Lady Kraken gives me a long, wrinkly stare that I swear I can feel in the back of my skull. You would tell me about any strange visitors you might have had down in your lost and foundery. A man, for example, with a boat hook for a hand? As it happens, there was someone like that. Then it's true, Lady Kay gasps. He has returned. He? He said he'd lost something. Something? Lady Kraken's voice is a hoarse whisper of excitement, and she grabs my arm again. What sort of something? Well, more of a someone, actually, I say. A girl? He said. So I say I don't do people, just things, and he said, a girl? Lady Kraken leans back in surprise, letting go of me. What sort of girl? Well, I suppose a lost one? Herbert Lemon. Lady Kraken raises one crooked finger to silence me. This is important now. Did he find the girl? I look back at her. A small voice in the corner of my mind tells me to be very careful about what I say next, and that makes my reply all the more surprising. No, I say, there was no girl.